Welcome to Orbital Times podcast, and hello to everyone, whatever part of the globe you're from or happen to reside in. My name is Kelly Jo, and here we'll provide armchair conversations gathered from interviews and research reviews to explore the seen, the unseen, and the in-between of the supernatural paranormal phenomena, with topics that circle around spirit orbs, NDEs, O.B.Es, UFOs, time slips, mystical moments, higher consciousness, and more. I hope that this cast will be our meeting place and judge-free zone where we can explore, learn, and grow through the telling of. This cast will be launched on a monthly basis or a bi-weekly schedule whenever I'm able to make contact with those in the know for their telling of. Speaking of those in the know and the telling of, have you had mystical moments or other supernatural paranormal experiences? Care to share on this cast? Then consider stepping into the light with your telling of, or send in your monologue for me to read on this podcast. Simply email orbitaltimespodcast@gmail.com for a chance to contribute to this cast. Both the physical sciences and philosophy cannot agree between or within their disciplines as to where consciousness really resides. It appears that between the concept of panpsychism and the theory of physicalism, it is indeed a hard problem. In this episode of Orbital Times, I'll be hosting the debut of what I hope to be a new cast, the O.B.E podcast, which represents the out-of-body element. I, while remaining in my body, hope to explore phenomena that share in the out-of-body element, such as the well-known near-death experience, or NDE, the less addressed, well for now, but very compelling shared death experience, or SDE, plus the intentional and unintentional out-of-body experience. I hope you journey with me to explore the metaphysical, transcendental, and astral realms, and share in some memorable mystical moments as we travel over the various phenomena that share the thread of the out-of-body element. A disclaimer. Before trying any of these practices, be it new or old to you, always seek medical advice. And so, without further ado, it's just me. There's no interview. The out-of-body is a common element that the NDE, SDE, and O.B.E share. Of course, there are many other reported accompanying components that occur when one has experienced any of those phenomena. However, I felt that the out-of-body element was, for the most part, indicative of all three experiences. What is the out-of-body referring to? I will example in the following way. A person may experience the sensation of their consciousness, or their spiritual self, is outside of their physical body, a type of bilocation, and at times can view their physical body from a disembodied location. Is it the soul or the spirit leaving the body? Do you believe consciousness to be our spirit? According to the difference between soul and spirit, are used interchangeably. In the New Testament and the theology of Eastern Christianity, they are different. The word translated soul is psyche, the psychic nature which includes the mind and the intellect, the astral and causal bodies. The word spirit, translated, is pneuma, and spirit is the pure consciousness, and consciousness seems to play a pivotal role as an element of the previous mentioned phenomenon. There are theories, to be sure, exploring where consciousness may reside, such as that of Dr. Francis Crick's, who in 2005 first postulated that something called the claustrum, located underneath the cortex, was, he theorized, the seat of consciousness. Both the physical sciences and philosophy cannot agree between or within their disciplines as to where consciousness really resides. It appears that between the concept of panpsychism and the theory of physicalism, it is indeed a hard problem. The physicalism thesis entails everything is physical. Everything supervenes on the physical. I'm going to infer that might include things that are biological, psychological, or social in nature. Dan Falk's online article in Scientific America explores the concept of panpsychism. He poses that consciousness is a fundamental aspect of reality, and proponents of that concept such as philosopher David Chalmers claims that a photon might have some element of raw subjective feeling, some primitive precursor to consciousness. The concept proposes that consciousness is a fundamental aspect of reality. What is reality, though, dear doctor? Philosopher Philip Goff states that according to panpsychism, quote, consciousness pervades the universe and is a fundamental feature of it. This doesn't mean that literally everything is conscious, end quote. Goff clarifies his use of the word consciousness, meaning experience, as in the experience of pain, pleasure, visual or auditory experiences. So I'm wondering, is this a case of I experience, therefore I am? I'm not sure. Does Goff's clarification imply that not all biological DNA would be included in panpsychism? I mean, why not include, say, mold, as in mushroom? And what about crystals, since they, quote, have been found to form the same structure of a double helix, which is DNA found in humans? It appears that between the concept of panpsychism and physicalism, it may indeed be a hard problem. Perhaps consciousness exists as a quantum wave that connects with and to the physical and spiritual cosmos. Or is that cosmosis or cosmos? Well, it's all Greek to me. Wherever consciousness resides, it seems that it plays a pivotal role in the element of an out-of-body. And speaking of resides, let's do a small exploration around realms, more specifically realms that circle around transcendental, metaphysical, and the astral planes. But first, a little descriptor for each of those terms. Some use the word realm interchangeably with words like plane, dimension, or density. And I suppose density could mean frequency or vibration. Anyways, I'm using the word realm to mean a domain within which anything occurs or dominates. Based on pbs.org, the word metaphysical derives from Greek and refers to an idea or posited reality outside of human sense and perception. Quote, metaphysical studies generally seek to explain inherent or universal elements of reality which are not easily discovered or experienced in our everyday life. As such, it is concerned with explaining the features of reality that exist beyond the physical world and our immediate senses. End quote. The metaphysical realm, therefore, can refer to dimensions beyond our physical world. An aspect of this realm is consciousness, which seems to expand beyond the physical and affix to other or higher realms. According to Oxford Languages, transcendental relates to a spiritual or non-physical realm. In the non-physical realm, everything is experienced as thought in all of its fullness. Transcendental is related to the word transcend, meaning to surmount or to climb over and beyond. So I'm guessing a little different than what I do every night when Molly the dog is laying by my bed. I came across a Dr. Mama's website via Heidi Ash's Yoga Chicago. Oh, Chicago. There, on the latter site, I found Dr. Mama's 3 realms of existence. One of the realms being the transcendental realm. The transcendental realm is sometimes called the absolute, or that of pure consciousness, where oneness with all things can be experienced. The word astral can mean star-like, ethereal, or planetary. The Oxford Languages state the word relates to supposed non-physical realm of existence to which various psychic and paranormal phenomena are ascribed, in which the physical human body is said to have a counterpart. I'm guessing here they're referring to the astral body. The astral realm might be a distinct plane of existence that is separate from the physical world, available through certain practices, and I hope to explore this in future episodes. The astral realm may encompass different entities and realities. How should one placate such entities, if need be? I'm not sure. Something to think about. Speaking of something to think about, while in our reality, it is important to recognize an emergency, and although, according to Healthline.com, Research has not yet connected spontaneous O.B.Es to serious health risks. However, one might feel a bit dizzy after the experience. O.B.Es and the disassociation in general can cause lingering feelings of emotional distress. Here's what they recommend. Seek immediate help if you've had an O.B.E and are experiencing severe head pain, flashing lights in your vision, seizures, loss of consciousness. I'm now going to circle back to expand on some examples of realms. As mentioned earlier, words such as realm, dimension, plane, and so forth are all polysematic, but will be utilized in a spiritual sense. I'm not going to get too particular, at least not for now, about the hierarchy of these words, if indeed there is one. As an example, is a realm only to be found inside a dimension? I don't know. I will leave myself open to discovering this possibility with episodes that address realms or dimensions, etc., that are relevant to future episodes as this cast moves forward. There are mythological realms found in folklore and mythology from around the globe, such as the myth from Greece regarding the 3 realms of the cosmos, or the Norse mythological 9 realms of Earth, which some argue correspond to geographical earthly realms. Most of us may be familiar, without perhaps having memorized the names of the 4 realms of Earth, those being hydrosphere, biosphere, atmosphere, and lithosphere. Plus, the more than just a theory that circles around the 3 dimensions of space, which are length, width, and depth, and for the 4th being that of time. Dimensions in that or those cases mean the direction or a pair of directions. And for good measure, I'll note that there's apparently the 10-dimension string theory. And if you're interested about those dimensions, then check out the link on my webpage for the Smithsonian Smart News and also another article, A Universe of 10 Dimensions. According to the British Library's Asia and African blog, Buddhists believe that death is followed by rebirth into one of the 31 planes of existence, which comprise of 20 planes of supreme deities, 6 planes of deities, the human plane, and lastly, 4 planes of deprivation or unhappiness. The 31 planes are divided into 3 separate levels or realms. According to the book Laws of Spirit World, there are 7 realms, the lowest being hell, the highest being heaven, and each soul is to journey through these 7 realms. Eventually. And let's not forget the 7 realms of the supernatural, or how about the 7 realms of spiritual consciousness? Well, you get the picture. Alan Liu has written an in-depth guided tour of the 7 spiritual dimensions that is chronologically exampled 1 through 7. He identifies the 4th dimension as the astral plane. The 7th is composed of Source, God, the unified field. I've also come across an interesting set of theories in a fairly comprehensive treatise which I am seriously considering reading into this cast, as it covers one of the 3 main phenomena of the out-of-body element. As previously mentioned, I will also be narrating O.B.E testimonials and hopefully include some interviews and of course some researched offerings for this new cast. For now, I'm going to be posting on my Orbital Times sites, my website, orbicaltimes.com, or my channel with the handle at Orbital Times Podcast. This will occur while I'm considering changing platforms for this new cast. If you've experienced an out-of-body or other related elements of the SDE, NDE, or astral projection kind, contact the O.B.E podcast at gmail.com. New cast episodes will include topics that circle around NDEs, SDEs, and O.B.Es. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and I hope you continue to travel with me as we explore the various phenomena that share the thread of the out-of-body element. Take care, everyone, and happy travels. I would like to keep this cast a commercial-free zone. In light of that, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channels. All my orb videos are available by using the handle @SpiritOrbSightings, or visit my new channel with the handle @OrbicalTimesPodcast. If you've already subscribed, many thanks. For blogs, episodes, show notes, bios, images, and video, please visit www.orbicaltimes.com. If you enjoyed an episode, then please give a like or a share on Anchor, Spotify, Apple, or whatever podcatcher you happen to use. If you've already done so, much appreciated. Thank you for taking your time to visit these Orbical Times. Orbical Times podcast is written, produced, edited, and hosted by me, Kelly Jo, at Studio Spare Room.